The topic that we are going to discuss today are phasor diagrams, purely resistive circuit and purely inductive circuit when they are connected to an alternator. The first topic that we will deal is phasor diagram. Phasor diagram. Now, as you know, in alternating currents, the EMF or the instantaneous EMF can be represented as E is equal to E naught sine omega t. Here E naught is called peak value of EMF, omega is the angular frequency, and t is the time elapsed. Now, suppose we write the expression for the current. It's not necessary that current will always be in phase with the EMF, that is omega t. Suppose there is a phase angle between the EMF and the current can be represented by I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus phi. Here phi is called the phase difference between the current and the EMF. So phi is the phase difference between EMF and current. So now we can represent the EMF and the current graphically. Let us see how we can represent them. Suppose we draw the two axes mutually perpendicular to each other. Suppose this is the peak value of the EMF and the phase angle is omega t. So from this axis we will take an angle of omega t in the anti-clockwise direction, and this vector has a magnitude of E naught, or this vector has a length of E naught. Now as you see that the phase angle between current and EMF is phi, so I naught can be represented like this. This is the length of the peak value of current, and this is the angle phi between the current and the EMF. So this vector makes an angle of omega t plus phi with this axis. Now suppose taking E naught as the radius and this origin at the center, we will complete the circle. So we complete the circle like this. Then here also we'll take this as the radius and complete the center with center O. Now this is called a phasor diagram in which this EMF and the current are expressed as the rotating vectors and their projections. Say there is the projection of I on this axis. So if this is angle omega t, this is phi, this entire angle will be omega t plus phi, and this is perpendicular, so this will be I naught sine omega t. This is I naught sine omega t plus phi. Likewise, this is E naught and this angle is omega t. So if we drop a perpendicular from here on this axis, this angle is omega t, obviously this angle is also omega t. So this is a right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, the hypotenuse has a length of E naught and this is omega t. So length of the side opposite to the angle omega t will be E naught sine omega t. So these projections represents the instantaneous value of the EMF and the current. So this is a phasor diagram. We can simply draw the EMF and the current without drawing this circle. Now suppose we draw only these two axes. The x-axis is the y-axis. Now here suppose we represent the vector, that is E naught, and this is omega t, and we can draw I naught over here, and the phase angle between the EMF and the current is phi. It can be represented like this. It can be drawn simply like this. This will also be called as phasor diagram. Suppose we have to simply represent EMF and the current, showing only the phase difference between EMF and the current. We can draw this way also. So suppose here we plot E naught. Then in that case we'll draw here I naught. Then in here we will only show this angle, that is phase angle between I naught and E naught, that is phi. So we have not taken into account omega t in this figure. We have only shown the phase angle between the EMF and the current in this diagram. So this is called as phasor diagram. The next topic that we are going to come across is the purely resistive circuit. When suppose a resistor is connected to an alternator which produces an alternating EMF, let us see what expressions can we write for the current and the EMF, and also how we can draw the phasor diagram and how we can represent the EMF and the current graphically. Now, suppose there is an alternator, the symbol for the alternator, it produces an EMF of, instantaneous EMF is E, that is equal to E naught sine omega t in the usual notations. Now this alternator is connected to a pure resistor. This resistor is R. Now if we compare with a simple DC circuit, here we have a resistance R, there is a EMF E, and this is constant. When the EMF will be applied across the resistor, current will start flowing through it. Likewise, when varying EMF is applied across the resistor, then the current will also vary accordingly. Suppose instantaneous current over here is I. We will find out what is the value of I over here. Now the value of I will simply depend on the EMF applied across the resistor, and the EMF applied across the resistor is given by this expression. Now we can write I is equal to instantaneous EMF by the resistance. So substituting the value of E, you get E naught sine omega t divided by R. So E naught by R can be represented as I naught sine omega t. So instantaneous current can be written as I naught sine omega t. Now here this E naught is the peak value of EMF, so it will have a maximum value, and because of which this I naught will also be maximum. So I naught will be the peak value of current. So I naught is peak value of current. So we have got two equations here. This is the first equation and this is the second equation. I will write the first equation once again over here. So instantaneous EMF is given as E is equal to E naught sine omega t. Now in these two expressions, in these two terms, phase angle in both cases omega t. So how we can draw the phasor diagrams for the current and the EMF? This is for the EMF, that is, we can draw E naught over here. As you see here, phase angle is omega t. So omega t will be this angle with respect to the x-axis, and it will be in the anti-clockwise direction because omega t is positive. Similarly, I is equal to I naught sine omega t. Again the phase angle is omega t. So we will have the same phase angle, that is omega t, and we can draw the vector I naught over here. Of course, these projections will give you, these projections on the y-axis will give you the instantaneous values of the EMF and the current. Here you will get the instantaneous value of the EMF and here you will get the instantaneous value of the current. Let's see how you get it. If this line and this line are parallel, so this angle and this angle will be equal, and this angle is omega t, so obviously this angle is also equal to omega t. Now this length is I naught, which is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle, and this angle is omega t. So length of the side opposite to the angle omega t will be I naught sine omega t. So this will give you the instantaneous value of the current. Similarly, this angle is omega t, this angle also will be equal to omega t. This length is E naught and this is a right angle triangle. That is why you can say that this side will be E naught sine omega t. So this side will be E naught sine omega t. So this is how you can draw the phasor diagram for a purely resistive circuit. Let us see how we can represent the EMF and the currents graphically. Suppose here we will plot the phase angle, that is omega t, and suppose here we will plot both E or I, both on the same axis. Now this equation E is equal to E naught sine omega t. This will give you a sinusoidal curve like this. This will give you a sinusoidal curve like this. This angle will be 2 pi. This angle will be pi. So this is the graph for the instantaneous EMF. So for different values of the phase angle, you will get different values of the instantaneous EMF. And as you know that E and I both are in the same phase, so you will get the value of I like this. When you get the peak value of E, that is E naught, you will get the peak value of I, that is I naught. When you get the value of E as 0, you will get the current as 0. And here also on the negative side, you can draw the current graph for the current like this. So this is how we have represented the phasor diagram, and we have shown how we can represent E or I graphically. Now let us solve a numerical problem based on purely resistive circuit. So this was a purely resistive circuit. We will solve a numerical problem based on this concept. It's a question in which it is given that E is equal to 200 sine 314t. E is equal to 300 sine 300 sine 200 sine 314t. This is the expression for the instantaneous EMF. Now it is stated that this alternator is connected to a resistance of 10 ohm. So the alternator, this is connected to a resistor. So resistance is R and the value of R is given as 10 ohm. Now in the question it has been asked, what is the RMS value of current? What is the RMS value of the voltage? We have to determine what is EV and we have to determine what is IV and we have to determine what is the power dissipated in the circuit. So we have the expression for the instantaneous EMF. This is the expression for the instantaneous EMF. Compare this equation with the fundamental equation E is equal to E naught sine omega t. If we compare these two terms, then straight away we can write that E naught is equal to 200 volt. So we can write here E naught is equal to 200 volt. Secondly, we can also write omega t is equal to 314 t. So we can write omega t is equal to 314 t. So t and t will get cancelled. You will get omega, that is angular frequency, is equal to 314 cycles per second. So this can be written as 3.14 into 10 to the power 2 cycles per second. So 3.14 is pi. So this can be written as 100 pi cycles per second. So that is the value of omega. So we are required to find out what is EV. We know what is the value of V naught. You know the value of V naught. So how can we determine the value of the RMS value of EMF? We know that ERMS is equal to E naught divided by root 2, or simply it can be written as 0.707 E naught. Now putting the values you will get, that is equal to 1 by root 2 multiplied by 200. Now you can calculate. So that is equal to root 2 multiplied by 100. So that is equal to 1.414 multiplied by 100. So that is equal to 141.4. What is the unit for ERMS? This is a potential. So we can write here as this much volts. So we have got the value of ERMS, or it can be also written as EV. Both are same. Now what is the next quantity that we are required to determine? We are required to determine the value of IV. So how we can determine the value of IV? IV can be written as EV divided by R. So we have calculated EV. What is EV? That is 141.4 and resistance is 10 ohm. So that is equal to 14.14 ampere. So we have got the value of IV also. Next, we are required to find out the power dissipated. Power dissipated can be written as EV multiplied by IV. So multiply these two. EV is given as root 2 multiplied by 100, and IV is given as 1.414 into 10. So this is root 2, this is also root 2. So you will get here as 2000 watt. So this is how we have solved this numerical. Next we will go on to AC through an inductor. AC through an inductor. Suppose there is an inductor, can be represented like this. This is connected to an alternator. The alternator supplies an instantaneous EMF of E0 sin omega t. Suppose at an instant current I flows through it. So current I. When it will flow through this inductor, it will produce a back EMF that will oppose the growth of current. So the back EMF produced is given as minus L di by dt, where L is the self-inductance of this inductor. Now, you know from Kirchhoff's law, the net EMF in the circuit, or the sum of the EMF and the product of current into resistance is always 0. So here, this is the EMF, that is E0 sin omega t, and this is the back EMF produced, that is minus L di by dt. As there is no current element, we can equate this equal to 0. So from here we can write that L di by dt is equal to E0 sin omega t, or we can write di is equal to E0 by L sin omega t dt. So if we integrate both sides, we will get integral di is equal to integral E0 by L sin omega t dt. As E0 and L both are constants, we can take it out of the integral sign, and if you integrate di, you will get I. So I is equal to E0 by L integral sin omega t dt. Now let us integrate sin omega t dt. So we can write here that I is equal to E0 by L. If you integrate sin omega t dt, what do you get? You will get minus cos omega t divided by omega. So this can be written as minus E0 divided by omega L cos omega t. So this can be rewritten like this. E naught by omega L, E naught by omega L multiplied by minus cos omega t. So this, let us see how we can write minus cos omega t. This can be written as E naught by omega L minus sine pi by 2 minus omega t. I hope you know the formula, that is sine 90 degree minus theta is equal to cos theta. So sine pi by 2 minus omega t is cos omega t. So putting the minus sign inside, you will get this as E naught by omega L sine omega t minus pi by 2. So this is the final expression that we have obtained. So this is the expression for the instantaneous current, that is I. I will rewrite again on this side. That is, we have obtained I is equal to E naught by omega L sine omega t minus pi by 2. Fine. So, see here, this is the potential difference. This is the unit for this will be the unit for potential difference. This is current. So this should have a unit for resistance. So unit for omega L is ohm. So unit of omega L is ohm. So this omega L is called as inductive reactance. Inductive reactance. You should remember this formula. So we can now write this I is equal to, that is instantaneous current is equal to E naught by omega L sine omega t minus pi by 2. Or simply we can write this as XL. Now, E naught is a constant, XL also will be constant because omega and L both are constants. So this can be written as I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2. So we have got this expression for the instantaneous current. So what we find here is expression for the instantaneous EMF is this one. Phase angle is omega t, and here for the instantaneous value of the current, the phase angle is omega t minus pi by 2. That means the current lags by an angle pi by 2 with respect to the EMF. If we draw the phasor diagram, we get the phasor diagram like this. For EMF you will get like this, that is E naught, this angle will be omega t. As the current lags by an angle of pi by 2 as shown here, we can draw this phasor diagram like this. This will be I naught and this angle is pi by 2. So this I will lag by an angle pi by 2 in this phasor diagram. If we draw the graph for EMF and the current, we will get it like this. Here we will plot E or I. E or I. And here we will plot omega t. For E you will get a graph like this, that is E is equal to E naught sine omega t. And for current, it lags by an angle pi by 2. So to start from here, when EMF acquires the peak value of I will be equal to 0, and when this will be equal to 0, that is E will be equal to 0, then I will be maximum. So this is the graph for the current. right? So this is all about the purely inductive circuit. Thank you.